Good afternoon, guys. It's Sunday. This is Super Bowl Sunday. Um, doesn't really matter to me. Here is little Shelbi Lynne. She is in her Peter Rabbit sleeper in the nest out here in the living room with me. Usually I have a headband on her, but we're just kind of flying solo tonight. Here's a soft little bunny. My cousin actually had sent that to my mom a few years ago in the nursing home. What I wanted to talk about today, I told you I used to be a scrapbooker, and this is kind of a special page that I made a few years ago. I don't have a lot of pictures of my maternal grandmother, and I was very, very close to her. This is my cousin Kim, my grandma, me in the striped shirt, and my little tiny cousin Shayla. And that was back in 1966 at my grandma's. We always celebrated birthdays and had holidays, even though my mom's brother and his family and my mom and dad and I were the only ones here local. But I just made little tags of special moments that I had with Grandma, and she loved flowers. She sewed. She had the old rotary dial black telephone like that one down in the corner. And the car is actually, she lived on Main Street, and back then there wasn't as many cars, of course, as there is now, but when I would stay with Grandma, we would go out and sit on the front porch, and we would guess what color the next car was going to be. Her and my aunt, my maiden aunt, lived together. My grandfather had passed away, and birthdays and Christmas, they would give me the Sears catalog and tell me to pick out what I wanted. They were not rich by any means, so there was a budget, but I always remember that Sears catalog. My grandparents were farmers. They lived in a very, very tiny rural area, a farming area not far from here. And they did not allow any alcohol or any cards in their home. They had, they had 3 girls and my uncle, and then they had 2 children that passed away. Actually, my mom's little brother passed away. My grandmother was holding him in her arms in a rocking chair when she was pregnant with my mom. But my grandmother never got out of the state of Ohio except one time, barely. When my mom and dad were dating, my dad took my grandma and grandpa to the Ohio River and just over into Kentucky. That's the only time either one were ever out of the state. My grandmother was a very short, petite little lady. She never had her hair cut, and she wore what she called a plait, and I can remember that. She would comb her hair, it was so long, down way past her waist, and she would braid it on each side and then roll it up in the back, and I always wanted to play with her hair, but she wouldn't let me. She crocheted, she sewed all of her dresses, she sewed and made her aprons, she wore bonnets, she had all kinds of flowers. She taught me how to crochet a little bit. She made all my Barbie doll clothes. Of course, my mom and dad bought some, but the ones she made me were the most special. It's one of those things where nothing tastes the same. My grandmother had Wonder Bread, Jiffy peanut butter, and Smucker's elderberry jelly. And to this day, I cannot make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that tastes like hers. Once in a while, my mom, I don't have my tripod today. Once in a while, my mom would go back to work and maybe temporarily fill in until they hired someone. She'd train people. She stayed at home a lot when I was young, but I would go over and stay with my grandma, and sometimes I'd stay all night, and we'd get up and have toast and hot tea. That was a big thing. At the holidays, oh my gosh, her and my aunt made pies, apple pie, pumpkin pie, cherry pie. Cherry was my favorite. We always had cherry. And I loved their homemade macaroni and cheese. It was Mueller's macaroni with Longhorn cheese. Oh my goodness, like the memories I have of my grandma are just priceless. I miss her. She died, she was 87 years old. It was natural causes. And I was 19 years old. And luckily, I just happened to be home. I was married. We were military, and I lived 800 miles away. But I was home when she passed away, so I got to be here. Do you guys have any memories like that that are special? Please feel free, share your comments, maybe make your own video. I'm sorry this one got a little bit out of whack. I hope you enjoyed it today. That's our video for the day. And little Shelby says, hi, aunties. She loves everyone. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.